Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Krishna Rukmini Jaya Satyabhama Krishna Rukmini Jaya Satyabhama Jaya Nittai Gauranga Jaya Nittai Gauranga Nittai Gauranga Jaya Nittai Gauranga Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jai Om Vishnupad Paramamsa Parivrajagacharya Stotra Shatashismas Divine Grace Abhay Charnarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Srimad-Bhagavad-Gita Ki Jai Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 7, Knowledge of the Absolute, text number 7. Matta parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya Mayi sarvam idam proktam sutre manigana iva. Word to word meaning. Mattaha, beyond myself. Parataram, superior. Na, not. Anyat, anything else. Kinchit, something. Asti, there is. Dhananjaya, O conqueror of wealth. Mayi, in me. Sarvam, all that be. Idam, which we see. Protam, strung. Sutre, on a thread. Maniganaha, pearls. Iva, likened. Translation and purport with Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. O conqueror of wealth, Arjuna, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. Purport. There is a common controversy over whether the Supreme Absolute Truth is personal or impersonal. As far as Bhagavad-Gita is concerned, the Absolute Truth is the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna. And this is confirmed in every step. In this verse, in particular, it is stressed that the Absolute Truth is a person. That Shri Krishna Rukmini Satyabhama ki jai, Shri Sai Gauranga ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. That the personality of Godhead is the Supreme Absolute Truth is also the affirmation of the Brahma Samhita. Ishvaraha Paramaha Krishnaha Satchidananda Vigraha. That is, the Supreme Absolute Truth, personality of Godhead is Lord Krishna, who is the primeval Lord, the reservoir of all pleasure, Govinda, and the eternal form of complete bliss and knowledge. These authorities leave no doubt that the Absolute Truth is the Supreme Person, the cause of all causes. The impersonalist, however, argues on the strength of Vedic version given in Shvetasvatara Upanishad. Tatoyat uttarataram tad arupam anamayam yayetat vidur amritas te bhavanti atetare dukkam evapi yanti. In the material world, Brahma, the primeval living entity within the universe, is understood to be the supreme amongst the demigods, human beings, and lower animals. But beyond Brahma, there is the transcendence who has no material form and is free from all material consciousness. Anyone who can know him also becomes transcendental. But those who do not know him suffer the miseries of the material world. The impersonalist puts more stress on the word arupam. But this word arupam is not impersonal. It indicates the transcendental form of eternity, bliss, and knowledge, as described in Brahma Samhita quoted above. Other verses in the Shvetasvatara Upanishad substantiate this as follows. Vedaham etam purusham mahantam aditya varnam tamasa parastat tamyeva vidwan amrta iha bhavanti nanya panta vidyate ayanaya yasmat param naparam asti kinchid yasmananiyo na jayo asti kinchit. I know the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is transcendental to all material conceptions of darkness. Only he knows him can transcend the bonds of birth and death. There is no way for liberation other than this knowledge of that Supreme Person. There is no superior truth to that Supreme Person because he is the supermost. He is smaller than the smallest and he is greater than the greatest. He is situated as a silent tree and he illumines the transcendental sky. And as a tree spreads its roots, he spreads his extensive energies. From these verses, one concludes that the Supreme Absolute Truth is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is all-pervading by his multi-energies, both material and spiritual. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirantasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine. नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So in the Bhagavad Gita, we are now coming to the 7th chapter. So in the previous chapters, Krishna has clearly explained about the living entities, nature of the living entities. The living entities are not part of this material world at all. They are all superior energies. They are not belongs to, they are all spiritual in nature. The material world, what we are seeing here in this material world, whatever the thing is, it is our created elements. And once it is created, it will last long for a certain period and it will automatically get destroyed. Anything we take in this material world, this creation, maintenance and destruction is continuously happening in this material world. But the spirit soul, the person is totally different from this material transformations. He is totally aloof from this creation, maintenance and destruction. And then in the previous chapters, Krishna is talking about the different methodologies which one can realize about the constitutional nature. That is through karma yoga, through jnana yoga, through ashtanga yoga process. So one can understand about the nature of the spirit soul. And these yoga process, which karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga, these are all there are indirect process which make us to realize the absolute truth. And now in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is talking about the direct processes which one can understand about him, understand about the constitutional nature and the nature of the absolute truth. So in the beginning of this chapter, Krishna Krishna himself beginning this chapter by telling Arjuna that by your mind attached to me, you can know me in full and you will be free from doubt. Because in the material world, whatever the living entities are there, every aspect we are having doubt. So therefore the natural tendency is to question about their reality. So that is naturally is there in everybody's heart. So the doubts will get completely eradicated by means of hearing from personality like Krishna. So that is what Krishna in the beginning, he starts with the beginning, in the beginning of this chapter. Then he talked about the different elements. The material world, what we are seeing is all comprised of 8 elements. Even our body, if you take the gross body which we are seeing, it is made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether. So this is what we are seeing. So senses are made of all these five gross elements. And beyond these 5 gross elements, there are 3 subtle elements. That is mind, intelligence and false ego, false identification. So all these 8 elements, it is all inferior energy of Krishna, Supreme Lord. So that is what Krishna says. These are all my energies and they are all inferior energies. And what is the superior energy? The living entity, the Jivatma is superior energy and he is not. So the Krishna draws the line of difference between what is inferior and what is superior energy. So if we should not identify ourselves with the gross body or the subtle bodies, that is mind, intelligence, and false ego. And now, Krishna is in this particular verse, he is talking about the being the superior energy of the Supreme Lord. What is the most important thing which we have to learn, understand from the Supreme Lord is so here Krishna is talking, that is, there is no truth superior to me, and everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. See, all these activities are happening where? In the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So, Krishna, as a Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is instructing to his dearmost disciple, Arjuna. And throughout the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna maintains his personality. That whenever he refers to me, mine, that means the person Krishna. That is what throughout the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has maintained. And if at all, when Krishna is talking about the impersonal nature of the Absolute Truth, Krishna says, is my impersonal features. So, my features, like that he will tell. So, but here, all these verses Krishna is talking about, Krishna being a person, and he is instructing to Arjuna. So, this particular verse is giving a clear explanation about what is the nature of the Supreme Lord. Sometimes people will have, by studying the Vedas through, not from the, through from imperfect authority, they may come to the conclusion that the Absolute Truth is an impersonal thing, that is Brahman. So that doubt is Krishna is clearly clearing here, that the Absolute Truth is not an impersonal Brahman. It is me who is the personality of Godhead, standing before you as a person. So that is what Krishna is clearly clarifying here. And Krishna is telling that everything rests upon me like like pearls are strung in a thread. So like if a garland is there, and if a pearl garland is there, the pearl and the main thing which is there is the thread. And then the thread only, all the pearls are string together. So, like how the pearls are strung in the thread, in the same way, all these superior living entities, not the inferior energy, the superior living entities are depending upon depending upon me, and there is nothing superior to me. That is also Krishna clarifying. So, because if anything is superior, and then what Krishna is telling becomes meaningless. But everything is, he is the supermost person, and everything else is inferior to him. And to substantiate this, Krishna's word, not only Krishna, like Mahabhagavatas, like all the 12 Mahajanas, and they are also confirming about the personal feature of the Supreme Lord. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is explaining about how the Brahma, who is Brahma, is that supreme among all the living entities in the material world. There are many, like animals, they are inferior to us. We can easily understand. And Devatas, they are above us. And even above the Devatas, the supreme personality, within the universe is Lord Brahma. So, And Lord Brahma, he himself confirms that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Sri Krishna. Ishwaraha, Paramaha Krishna. And what is his nature? Is Satchitananda Vigraha. Is always in full of eternity, knowledge and bliss. That is what Krishna, Brahma is glorifying. That is how Brahma is glorifying Krishna. And further, Srila Prabhupada is explaining about those who are having the impersonal concepts of the Lord, and they take from the verses from the Upanishads, and they may argue that the impersonal, the absolute truth is impersonal, like from the Cheta Shotara Upanishad or some other Upanishad. They take the quote which is given here in the today's we are seeing the purport, that, and they may say that the absolute truth is impersonal. But now, if you see how there are so many impersonalists were there, like Sukadeva Goswami, he was an impersonalist. From his birth, he was an impersonalist. And Kumaras, they were all, from their birth, they were all impersonalist. And how in their life, when they come across the glories of the Supreme Lord, they how in their mind that impersonal concept get eradicated, and how they become attached to the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead. That we have to consider. Like Sukadeva Goswami, he was an impersonalist, and when he come across his father translating, after compiling Srimad-Bhagavad-Gita, he was doing he was teaching to some of his disciples. So Sukadeva Goswami, by chance, he was happened to meet his Vyasadeva that time. Then when he was that time, our Vyasadeva was compelling, he was glorifying Krishna, the pastimes of how Krishna was very much merciful to Putana. Even though Putana was so cruel, she wanted to kill Krishna, but Krishna was very merciful that even for such cruel demon, he gave the position of a nurse in the spiritual world. So, one hearing such glories of Krishna, the impersonal concept was completely eradicated from from Sukadeva Goswami, and he started inquiring about, I want to know more and more about this person who is very much merciful. So he becomes personalist. He accepts the personal feature of the Supreme Lord. Similarly, the Kumaras, when they were all completely, these impersonalists, they are completely liberated from these material clutches. But when they come across the fragrance of the tulsi leaves, which is offered to the lotus feet of Lord Narayana, so that fragrance make them to understand what is this fragrance all about. So they started inquiring about, I want to know about this personality, from where this tulsi leaf is coming. So by this they also becomes personalist. So in this way, even if through the Vedic literature, if improperly one understand that absolute truth is impersonal, ultimately one has to come to the conclusion that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is supreme. The personality of Godhead is a person. So in this way, even the impersonal concept, the impersonalist, genuine impersonalists, they will transform to, they will accept Krishna as the personality of Godhead. So we also, generally it is very easy for us to understand the impersonal, accept in our mind that the impersonal concept, because we are we are so much fed up with this this material world. So it is very easy for us to take the impersonal concept. But if we hear properly from the proper source like pure devotee spiritual master, then we can the personal concept of the supreme absolute truth can be easily understood even by us also. So by the mercy of pure devotee spiritual master like Srila Prabhupada, in this age, he has mercifully established this Hare Krishna movement, and through that we are getting the real knowledge of the Vedic literature. Knowledge is, Vedas are perfect in by itself, but as it is, if you want to get, you want to learn, it can be, we have to learn from the pure devotee spiritual master. So we should take advantage of this movement, and we have to try, we have to make our life perfect. In this way, our the human life becomes the meaningful. So we can end this, Srimad-Bhagavad-Gita ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.